Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another episode here on the G's Footage channel. As you guys may already know, my name is Jose. I am the driver of Boogieman, my 2016 Camaro SS with the manual 6-speed transmission. And if you guys are new to the channel, here's a quick short overview of what our channel is. And our channel is basically the build and progression of our 2016 Camaro SS, but we also do a lot of racing vlogs, racing videos. We cover a lot of the coolest cars out on the street scene, or should I say the drag strip, because we're huge advocates for legal drag racing. So we cover special events like LS Fest West, Truck Mayhem, and things like that, grudge matches. So definitely a channel for the car enthusiasts. Now, a very special part of our YouTube channel is that we try to show a lot of DIYs, and we're not professionals by any means, but we call ourselves backyard hobbyists. So on today's episode, we're gonna take Boogieman, my 2016 Camaro SS, to a whole nother level. We're leaving the N8 world of basic bolt-ons in pursuit of higher horsepower numbers and faster track times. So to achieve that, we're gonna put a Magnuson twin screw supercharger on Boogieman. Now, I went over the instructions briefly, but like I mentioned, I am 100% not a professional, and G's Footage is totally unprepared, unrehearsed. We never role play anything. We just turn the camera on and wing it. So this is what you're gonna see a lot on our channel, and I think it brings you a lot of authenticity of what real backyard hobbyists and hot rodders are actually doing versus controlled environment, and everything's perfect, and the reality is in hot rodding it's not. So this is what we have going on for today, guys, and we hope to make this video, this whole install, a 1 to 2 part install, so we could quickly take it to the dyno to keep it in tune and get this thing turned up to make some power and then hit the drag strip. That is the goal. But if we can't, I'll try to go through most of the instructions with you guys and showcase what is required to put the blower on, and also highlight some of the key features, like the hardest parts to do, maybe installing the underdrive pulley and the intercooler and things like that. So just kind of like bring you guys the most complex and things that you guys may have trouble with when you guys try to do an install like this. But yeah, so that's where we are. That's where we are, guys. And just before we get into this build, I just want to say, the question you guys may ask is, why supercharged, or why Magnuson, or why didn't you go with a Pro Charger? Why didn't you go with a twin turbo setup? Now, all these options are cool, but the reality of it is that we're a very small production here on the G's Footage channel, and basically I built this car with whatever I can find as a good deal. For example, I don't have long tubes. Yes, long tubes make more power than shorties, but they were out of budget, and I found some shorties at a good deal, so I picked them up. And that's exactly what happened with this Magnuson. I found a great deal on the forums, and I picked it up. So, but you can't go wrong. Boost is boost, right? And Magnuson claims 20 horsepower, I believe, per pound of boost. So not bad at all. That's pretty good, and it's Magnuson is known for being very efficient in regards to like heat soak and things like that. It doesn't heat soak as much as other top mount twin screws. So why supercharger over Pro Charger or over that? That's just the reality of it. We found a good deal on this. We would have got a Pro Charger if it was a good deal. Characteristics that differ from a twin screw top mount blower like this versus like a turbo or things like that is that these top mount twin screws, they're very dramatic off the hit. They make a ton of power and a ton of torque right off the hit, So it makes this car hella fun to drive on the street. It makes it a torque monster. For drag strip application, it just gets out the line. And this is what we do with this car mostly. But yeah, that's as far as my knowledge goes with these type of blowers. And let's get working. Let's tear this thing apart. Let's refer to our instructions as much as we can, and just bring you guys some good content. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get this show on the road. So first thing we're gonna do is lower the windows to make sure we have access to it once we kill the power, and pop the trunk. And once we pop the trunk, we want to make sure we get like a microfiber or a towel, something to put over the latch, because if somebody accidentally closes it, we're going to be locked out of the car. Because remember, the battery is in the trunk. So once you put all those safety measures in there, lower your windows, pop the trunk, put the microfiber, you're going to want to disconnect your battery. So you're going to disconnect the battery with a 10mm wrench or socket, whatever is easiest for you, and you're basically cutting the power to the whole car. So I went ahead and disconnected the negative side, which will be good enough. You don't have to disconnect both. I'm sure you can. I don't think it'll hurt anything, but that's the way I do it. And now I went ahead and I jacked up the car. So I jacked up the car using a regular jack. I used the pinch line, and I used these little lift pucks by Z01 add-ons. They're pretty neat. I bought these at Camaro Con, and they've been holding up just fine. And basically they have a little wedge on there, and this little wedge, what it does is slips into the pinch line, and then you could use your jack to jack up the car. And then when you lower it, you basically lower it onto a jack stand, and it's perfectly fit in there like that. So this is what I use to secure my car when it's in the air, and you guys can see it's pretty sturdy and pretty safe. So that's step one, essentially. So first thing you're going to want to do when you have expensive wheels is you're going to want to tape up the area where the socket can touch the wheel. And this is a good idea if you have like rims with a tiny little socket hole. It'll help you out. It seems kind of painstaking, but an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So for any of you guys who are wondering what type of rims and tires these are 4-star D5s, and I think it's an 18x5 in the front with two 15/55Rs, and the backs are 17x10 or 17x11, I believe, on a 28x11.5. So that's the rubber that's the rubber Boogieman's packing, if any of you guys want to know. Alright guys, so as you guys can see, Big G in the house came over to lend a hand. What's up, G?
Hey, what's up guys? Yeah, I just got here, came to help Jose out with these instructions. I see the car already without tires and properly raised. Everything ready, good to go. Now it's just to see what the instructions say and we'll go from there. I think it's saying you're gonna remove the fascia first. We're just gonna highlight the key moments for this video on how to do this, so it won't be too long for you guys. So you see how this goes, and join us on the installment of this Magnuson. Alright guys, in order to remove the front fascia, we're gonna have to remove the air deflectors from the bottom first, and in order to do that, you're gonna have to have a 7mm socket in order to do so. So I'm gonna show it right now. Alright guys, that one's removed, then we do the same thing for the other side. Alright guys, after we remove the air deflectors, we're gonna now remove the skid plate that's under, and you're gonna need a 7mm and a 10mm. Alright guys, in addition of the 7 and 10mm bolts, you're gonna have these push-on clips, and then you're gonna use this tool. I don't know what it's called. You're basically gonna push it in and pop it out. Alright guys, now we're gonna use a T15 Torx bit to remove the 5 fasteners and to get that panel out.
And it has one of those little clips again. And there's also a little clip right here holding the little panel together. Let's take it off.
Alright, this is the panel removed. Got it out. Remove the 5 fasteners that were holding it, and
one little clip.
One clip. Alright Jose, now you're gonna remove the splash guard with the T15, and here you go. Alright guys, now the wheel well should just come right out. You gotta be real careful to not damage the liner on it.
Don't put it on it, it'll be a finish, right?
It's always like that. Anything's back on. Alright guys, this is the fender well splash guard, and now we're going to do the same thing to the left side, driver's side.
Oh, this looks really cool, G. You can see, once you remove the fender well,
Yeah.
you can actually see the green air filter.
Oh, you could?
Yeah.
Alright guys, we just did the exact same thing to the driver's side as you guys saw on the passenger side, and that's it. Alright, now we're going to remove the plastic trim on top of the bumper with the T15 bit. As you guys see, Jose is now rocking glasses because he forgot them at my house, and having a little bit of difficulty seeing. But
I am.
there you go.
Yeah, just quick disclaimer. I do not have my glasses, so my vision is like from here to here. So
You're gonna bear with us.
the show must go on because this is what, Labor Day weekend?
The
Right?
Labor Day weekend. This is Monday,
Yep.
and
We're usually super swamped. My kid's not home, and this is like, we have to do it. We have to do it today.
yeah.
So I have to do this with a blurry vision. Oh, do you pull it out? Let me see.
Pretty straight up.
Oh, okay. So you gently pull straight up. Put these up here, safely.
Alright, after that, we're gonna use the 7mm socket to remove the bracket that's holding the bumper.
This little plastic guy right here. Let's see if I can get a good view of it. There it is.
Alright, so after you remove the bracket, we're going to use a 7mm to remove 4 bolts that are behind the headlight. Alright guys, after removing the 4 bolts, we're going to unplug the electrical behind the headlight. And that's going to be on the right side, and Jose's going to show you where it's at right now.
Hey G, but why do we take that off for? Oh, cause we gotta unplug the headlights too, huh?
Yeah, because I was not be able to take off the fascia. Putting some painter's tape here.
Well, it's not painter's tape because I didn't have any.
Well, he didn't have any painter's tape, so what kind of tape is this?
I don't know. I don't know what
Let's say it's painter's tape, but yeah. In order, we're doing this because we want to protect the paint from the body, because you don't want to scratch it or any dings
when you jiggle it.
When you jiggle it, so that's why it's better off to protect your paint by doing this. You're gonna tape it up real good.
That's it. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yeah. Same thing on the other side.
Gee, you know what? This tape's even better, G, because it's a lot thicker.
Yeah.
If the sole purpose is to protect.
It's just the other one, it's more wider. It covers more.
It is more flexible too. This is like a lot stiffer.
Yeah.
Hey, dude. Honestly, dude. It's so freaking hot that after we're done, this thing's gonna smell like a gym.
It is hot. It is. It's
super hot in here.
Probably like 90 something today.
Probably hotter in here though.
Yeah. So now you're gonna need 2 people to help you pull the bumper out, the front fascia.
So definitely a good idea to use the tape. Hanji.
Definitely, yeah. I wanna, yeah, because when he was wiggling, it was like
touching, huh?
They were touching each other, so you're gonna definitely see some scratches there. You're not taking it up. But there's Boogieman, faceless.
Boogieman without a shirt. It looks kind of mean right there though. Looks like a big scoop.
It does, huh?
That's where our intercooler is gonna go. Ugh. You excited, G?
I'm excited, man. Excited.
Alright, let's find a place safe for this bumper. This is a blue velvet metallic. Beautiful color. Alright.
We're gonna need a 10mm to remove the panel covering the
radiator.
And in order to remove that panel, you're gonna need a 10mm, and then that's how you remove that.
Covers the radiator and the latch.
Yeah.
But tomato, potato.
Alright, next step, we're gonna mark these bolts, and we're gonna use a 15mm to remove them. We're gonna mark them with a pin, and why are we gonna mark them with a pin, Jose?
So the reason they do this, I'm assuming, is because they want us to put it back in the same location. If not, the hood might not latch anymore. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, they want us to mark it so we could put it back in the location that we took it off from. So 15, I think that's what G said. So I marked them, G. I think it was 15. No?
Yeah, 15.
This one, right? It wants us to take these guys out?
Yeah. Let me look at it again.
13, no? Looks more like a 13 to me. But why do they want us to take this off, though?
I don't know. We run by the steps.
Wait, what were these for? Oh, these are the. Let me put these in the Ziploc bags.
So instead of a 15 mil, it's a 13. So behind the car support, there's an electrical connection that we're gonna have to unplug. That's right here, and Jose's gonna do that.
Because this guy right here.
Alright guys, so that's gonna conclude today's video. Well, first of all, we showed you guys how to properly raise the car, get the battery out, and
yeah, always use jack stands. Never get under a car without jack stands.
We showed that, and then we moved on to the
disconnecting the battery.
Disconnecting the battery. I wasn't here yet. He did it without me.
Time is money. Let's get it up. Yeah. So that,
and then from there we moved on to the wheel wells.
Yeah, removing the lower air deflectors.
Oh, the air deflectors.
Skid plates.
The skid plates, and then the
splash guards.
The splash guards, which is the wheel wells.
Yeah.
And then from there we removed the front fascia of the car. After that it was good to go, right?
After that was cool.
After the brackets. That bracket that's behind the headlights.
Yeah, there's some brackets behind the headlight and a couple electrical plugs here and there.
Yeah, take those out.
A bunch of clips. Oh, the top, the radiator piece on top, the little big metal piece.
Oh, for the hood latch?
Yeah, for the hood latch, all that stuff.
Yeah, and then took the hood latch off, and that's it. That does it for today's video on that. Yeah,
and also, by no means we're professionals, guys. So if you guys have any suggestions, or you guys see us like heading towards disaster, you guys are, oh man, those guys made a mistake, let us know, because we could catch it in time before we fire it up or whatever, you know. Because by no means we're saying we're experts, and if you guys could share some feedback, maybe let us know what are you guys doing for fuel systems, what are you guys doing for, you know, things like that. We'll greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, it'd be really helpful for us.
Over and out.
Over and out to the next one. Guys, we forgot to mention the first step. The instructions. Well, the Magnuson does come with the tuning kit, but we're not gonna use that because we're gonna take it to our local shop at KP Fab and Tune, and he's gonna do the tuning on it, and that's why we're not gonna use that step on this Magnuson install.
Yeah, that's why we didn't mention it.
Yeah, so that's the tuning kit for 91.